The Tale of Three Retirements. Three, my friends. Uno, dos, tres for us Spanish speakers who are native of, where am I native of? Guatemala. I love Guatemala. Never been there, never will go, but I knew some Guatemalans who were just crushing. Anyway, so a tale of, and I don't speak Spanish. I don't. I know you guys thought I did. I don't. Only language I can speak is Inglés. Just real quick, they have when we first moved down here to Georgia, a shopping center, a grocery store called Ingles. And I thought I said it was Ingles. And I was like, man, English. It's like all over the place. I said, man, they must have a lot more Spanish people down here in Georgia than I thought. Because I said English. It said Inglés. It was actually Ingles. So it's a great store, by the way. All right. So I'm working on my book. I don't know what I'm going to call it. The idea is a reverse RMD methodology here. And I'm not sure that's going to be the title because that's not very appealing. That's the reverse RMD. I think I got to come up with a better title. But anyway, that's what I'm working on. And so I'm using my man Daniel Culbert's. So look, I got three things I'm using. I'm using Daniel Culbert's 55 Elephants, 55e.co, his bucket strategy, which you can buy for, I think he charged like $30 or something like that. I'm using Craig Israelson's stuff, which I'll show you here. Hang tight. Craig Israelson stuff, which you can find at 712 portfolio, 712.com, 712.com. You okay out there, big boy? And then I'm using, Then I'm using Right Capital with my own standard deviations and expected rates of return. So I have three different methodologies here. So Daniel Kulbers, so what Daniel Kulbers does, which is pretty sweet, we can actually take a mutual fund, or I guess really just mutual fund, because ETFs. You okay? Come here, baby. Hold on. I just gave this guy a bath. Oh, you smell so good. You smell so good. Oh, yes, sir. Look at that guy. He's like, I am so clean. All the ladies love me. Oh, yeah. That's baby Pablo. He just got a bath. He did not like getting a bath, let me tell you. He always runs away. So what we're doing here is we're going to do, I'm going to take Wellington Fund. All right. And this is what I'm writing in my book. And we're going to start. So basically let me just show you what I've done here. I said, I'm taking 5% a year. All right, so I got $1 million. That's $50,000. I'm going to adjust it for inflation. I'm going to go back each and every year for Wellington, and that is Wellington started in 1930. So basically, we have, and then what I did is I said, how many times did that run out of money? All right, and got it here someplace, and you're not going to go follow this, but I can. Anyway, so right here, right there. So you can see it basically ran out of money 19 times out of 74. 19 times out of 74. So we take our trusty calculator and we go 19 divided by 74. That means it ran out of money 25% of the time, which meant 75% of the time it did not run out of money, which meant if you took 5% adjusted with inflation, 75% of the time you had money left over. In fact, and so then I said, let's do something here. Let's have Josh, Ben, and Abby. So that's my brother, my sister. All right, so I'm going to be the oldest because I am. I'm the oldest and the coolest. I'm going to start in 1973. All right, and let's see what happens here. I ran out of money in year 21. So you basically what you see, I'm taking $50,000 a year out. All right, and you can see as adjusted for inflation. Ow, buddy, that hurts. So 50,000, 58,000, 64,000, 68,000, so on and so on. By year 21 in 1993, I'm done. I'm dead. There's no more money left over. All right. So if I survived beyond year 21, buddy, I'd have no more money left. All right. And that's not good. We don't want that to happen. And I can show you the 4% rule if you want, but you okay, big boy? I don't like using this 4% rule. But we're going to show it to you. And you can see I didn't run out of money. But just 4% doesn't give us enough on the front end of retirement. That's what I'm trying to say. The thing with the 4% rule is, obviously, without any evidence at all that people spend money adjusted with inflation, it's just you're not taking enough out of retirement on the front end when you can enjoy it the most. So I like a 5% rule, and I'm going to go into reverse RMD and as we go forward in my book. All right, so then I said, well, that sucks. But the reason is because I started off right here. The first 5 years were down 12, down 18. Up, but down 4.4%. So we start with $1 million. By the end of year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm down 30%, and it's almost impossible to come back. So right now I'm taking $72,000 because of that inflationary time on a portfolio that's worth $705,000. And you can see the next year, even though we're up the next year at 5.3, the amount of money I was taking out just dwarfed the money I was making. So you can just see what's going on there. And even though the 80s were just freaking fantastic, the amount of money that I'm taking out is so high, it cannot replace the returns I'm getting. So the returns I'm getting do not replace the inflation that's cost me. All right, so then I said, what if I take my brother? We're going to start in 1974, the old buddy Ben. That's my brother's name. We're going to do 1974. He never ran out of money, ever. So because it's not the sequence of return thing either. I just want to be very, very clear. You would think it's a sequence of returns. It's not. And I'll show you in maybe a different video, but it's just not a sequence of returns. Even though his first year he got smoked. I mean, he's down to 767 his first year, but by the end of the year 3, he's back up to $1 million. You okay? I mean, these are real world numbers, by the way. And so you can see, not only did he never run out of money, he had 3.5 million when he died in 30 years. 3.5 million. All right. So then I took my sister and I say, well, let's do her in 1975. So she's going to miss she's going to miss the 73 and 74 time, and she's going to go directly into 1975. And you can see right here. Not only did she not run out of money, she had $15 million left. $15 million. So I retired in 1973. I'm done in year 21, I think is what it was. I ran out. My brother retired 1 year later. He never runs out, and he's leaving his heirs $3.5 million. My sister retired 2 years later, and she has $15 million, whatever it was, that she's leaving, on top of it, never running out of money. I mean, if that's not crazy, is it because of skill? No, it's because just basic blind luck. That's all there is to it. And so my premise is for my book is, I mean, even if we had a 25% probability or historical loss rate, we're still like, does my sister actually want to leave $15 million on the table when she dies? Of course not. Wouldn't it have been better to either retire earlier or to spend more? You see what I'm saying? That's where I'm going. That's the whole point of the reverse RMD. I'm trying to build a methodology that says we can spend more on the front end. Yeah, you might not have as much on the back end, but we can spend more on the front end and on top of that, not run out of money. And that's what I'm working on right here. And I get pretty close to the answers here, but I don't know the future. I don't know what God's going to do. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm working on. So the tale of 3 retirements. It's just 3 different years. Josh got just bad luck. No other way around it. We all start with $1 million. We all are going to live 30 years in retirement. I just happened to retire in 1973. My brother retired in 1974. My sister retired in 1975. My sister left this world with 15 million. My brother 3.5, and I was 0. This is bad luck. So how do we mitigate that? All right. That's so stay tuned. It's be a lot of fun. God bless. We'll love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to fondle and tickle that like button. Fondle and tickle. Get your fingers working. Fondle and tickle away. See ya.